It's been a snowy start for the school holidays, with flurries down to sea level in parts of the lower South Island. Flights were grounded for most of the day, leaving holiday-goers stranded as biting cold temperatures, blizzard-like conditions, road closures and heavy snowfall took hold. Tess Brunton reports.
The snow flurries hit before Fox Glacier Guiding Chief Executive Rob Jewell had even left Wanaka early this morning for the west coast. By the time he reached the Haas Pass, the flurries were thick and sticking to the road.
I struck about 3 to 4 centimetres of good, wet, heavy snow on the road. So that made for an interesting drive, but it was absolutely sensationally beautiful with the snow all through the trees. Made it very scenic.
Sitting in Fox Glacier Township, Rob Jewell says it's been an interesting weather day.
We've had a real mix of good spring weather. We've got a southerly blasting through. There's intermittent hail shower in there, rain, bit of wind, a little bit of everything. And look, even 10 minutes ago we had a patch of blue sky, but that's since disappeared and we're back into some cloud and rain. So it's a real mixed bag today.
While he's not able to open today, Rob Jewell says the cold snap will be a boon for business.
When we get up on the glacier, it is going to be absolutely beautiful up there. At the landing site, it'll be all fresh snow. Such a great trip to be up there. Those rural mountain photos with snow-capped peaks in the background and actually in the snow. It'll be fantastic.
Dean Rabbage farms sheep near Wyndham in southeast Southland. He's thankful they were through most of their lambing before the cold snap hit.
So anything that was born in an exposed place, we just put a wee woolen lamb cover on it. So they'll be fine now. And everything was pretty settled actually. There wasn't any wind, there was just a wee bit of snow coming straight down. So everything was sort of hunkered up in shelter and tussocks under flaxes and trees. So pretty much almost left them alone, but I'll go around them again shortly and see if anything else needs another hand.
While he's doing well, Dean Rabbage says other farmers will be preparing for a rough patch.
You feel for those guys up sort of central Otago, up in the higher country who are just starting it or right in the middle of it. Yeah, feel for them. They're going to have a bit of a hard time over a couple of days, but yeah, it's just one of those things really.
Heavy snowfall forced multiple road closures throughout the day as cars slid into ditches, but the road to Milford Sound remains the only one not to reopen, with up to 50 centimetres of snow potentially settling above 200 metres today. Most main mountain highways have road snowfall warnings. Further south, Stewart Islanders woke to snow covering the ground and beaches, with more falling throughout the morning. John Spraggan has been living on Rakiora for about 28 years. He says snow is pretty rare.
The kids have been out playing in it for sure, but it's not something that you can ski in or anything like that. But, the young ones would have really enjoyed it.
He says it hasn't stopped the ferry from running to the main island, but planes were grounded.
All the bush this morning was all covered, but now looking out my window, everything's green. Even we've had blue sky until a couple of minutes ago, but then suddenly it started to cloud over again. Yeah, I think the worst part of it was probably the very, very heavy rain would be the most disruptive. The snow is something you can put up with.
The first departing flight of the day in Queenstown was de-iced and in the air without a problem. But less than an hour later, the snow started falling and settling, with staff working hard to clear the roads, footpaths and runway, and poor visibility forcing flights to be cancelled for most of the day. The airport's Operations and Safety General Manager, Mike Clay, says it's an unfortunate start to the school holidays.
It does create a bit of chaos in the terminal. Really fortunate we're down at alert level 1, so people can move around the terminal and work with the airlines to have their flights rebooked. But really it just creates inconvenience for our customers.
Usually between 150 and 160 people are on each A320 plane. That adds up when at least 14 flights in and 14 out couldn't fly. Sitting in an office next to the runway, Mike Clay says fresh snow blankets the airport as far as he can see.
I'm looking across our apron area, which is clear, so you can see the asphalt. All of the grass is covered in snow. There's a lot of snow sitting on equipment airside, and the runway is clear, and then you can see snow on the other side, and that's about as far as you can see actually. So the recreational centre across the other side of the airport from the terminal, you can barely see it.
The first of the school holiday flights landed just after 3 this afternoon. Heavy snowfall warnings are in place for parts of the lower South Island until tomorrow morning. While wintry conditions have gripped the start of the school holidays, Met Service says it will start to warm up from Wednesday. For Checkpoint, Tess Brunton, TNA.